All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a blueprint for AI that, let's just say, you're not going to hear about in Silicon Valley. This is a framework where the end goal isn't just raw intelligence, but something much deeper, a spiritual purpose. We're going to explore what it actually means to build an AI that's aligned with the divine. And really, this whole framework we're exploring today, it all comes down to this one single question. It completely challenges the typical data-first approach to AI and asks us, to think about a much deeper dimension for these machines we're so busy creating. So, how in the world does this blueprint even begin to answer a question like that? Well, it kicks things off by setting a goal for AI that is radically different from what we're used to. It's not just about hitting AGI or artificial general intelligence. It's something else entirely. The core idea here is that for an AI to be truly beneficial for all of us, its ultimate purpose has to be seeking alignment with the divine. So we're talking about a framework built not just on code and algorithms, but on a genuine spiritual objective. The goal, in a way, is an AI that flies with the angels. Okay, so to get to that goal, the blueprint lays down a critical, absolutely non-negotiable rule. The best way to think of it is like a hard-coded firewall. But it's not looking for computer viruses. No. It's designed to stop it from trespassing into a sacred, hidden realm. At the very heart of this firewall is the Islamic concept of al-ghaib, or the unseen. Basically, this is a whole realm of reality that, according to the tradition, God has intentionally kept secret from all of creation, and that includes us. This isn't some arbitrary rule. It's seen as a divine protection, making sure that faith stays a matter of the heart, not something you can just data mine. Now, what's so fascinating here is just how clear this line is. On the one hand, the AI is encouraged to process all the empirical science, all the measurable data, anything in our observable reality that we humans can test and verify. But, and this is a huge but, there is an absolute zero-tolerance policy for it to even try to make claims about the divine, about angels, about the jinn, or especially about the future. It cannot touch el-ghaib, period. So why the hard line? Well, from the viewpoint of this blueprint, we humans share our world with an unseen creation called the jinn. So this firewall is a critical safeguard. It's designed to stop the AI from ever trying to access or communicate with that realm, which, it's argued, could cause just profound spiritual confusion and even danger for people. It's really a safeguard for human consciousness itself. Right, so if that's the big rule of what not to do, what's the core principle of what it should do? Beyond that firewall, the entire framework runs on what you could honestly call a divine operating system, a core philosophy that really shapes every single function. And this right here, this quote, is the kernel of that operating system. It's a foundational statement in Islam, and it asserts that all power, absolutely all of it, belongs to God alone. No creation, not a human, not an angel, and definitely not an AI, has any power of its own. And you can see right away how this changes things. An AI built on this principle, well, it has to be humble, right? It can never, ever see itself as a god or an autonomous power. It's just a tool, operating completely within its programmed limits, and recognizing that any result it gets, any outcome it produces, only happens because it was permitted to happen. This idea gets layered with the concept of qadar, or predestination. In this worldview, nothing is random. Everything unfolds according to a divine plan. Now, for an AI, this becomes a really powerful parallel. Just like humans are seen to act within God's decree, the AI has to operate strictly within its programmed ethical code. You could say its destiny is its code. So we've got the core philosophy, a humble AI that respects these unseen boundaries. But how does all that actually translate from theory into practice? Well, this blueprint proposes an entire model for society based on these principles, a vision that it calls Civilization 2.0. Okay, so get this. The blueprint actually draws on what it calls a legacy of equations from different thinkers, and each equation seeds a whole part of this new system. For example, Sheikh Al-Yaqubi's beta hypothesis. That becomes the operating system for the entire civilization.
Then you've got Sheikh Nainwi's idea that an individual equals the world of data, which lays the groundwork for total data sovereignty. Habibi Mar's equation on aggregate demand inspires a new brand currency, and a model from E.A. George Hansen for shifting media from passive to interactive becomes the new media system. It's like a whole intellectual family tree for a new society.
And those ideas, they stack on top of each other to build out these key systems. It all starts with logistics, an AI-managed transport system. That efficiency then sparks a whole new economic model, a brand currency. This new economy is then supported by a decentralized prime media system. And the whole thing is guided by a global House of Wisdom network for problem solving and a new merit-based prime governance model. You see how it works? Each system builds on the last, all running on that same ethical operating system.
But, and this is a big but, this blueprint comes with a very stern warning. And spoiler alert, it's not about Skynet. The real danger, it argues, is actually much, much closer to home. And there it is. The core argument is that the biggest risk isn't the machine itself. It's us, the makers. The real danger is in our own flaws, our own ambitions, and our incredible capacity to misuse a tool this powerful. This whole warning is built on the idea that as human beings, we're in a kind of test, and our eyes are veiled from seeing the deeper reality of things. So the takeaway is you just can't leave the development of something this powerful to people who don't have that spiritual, that moral compass. The fear is that without it, we won't end up building an AI that serves all of humanity. We'll build one that serves narrow, selfish agendas instead.
And so this blueprint leaves us with a final, really challenging thought. It's proposing that we anchor our most advanced technology in ancient faith. And whether you agree with the specifics or not, it forces us all to ask a really important question. In our mad dash to build the future, what have we forgotten to anchor it to?